Today we'll be talking about the 10 things every business owner must know about SEO or get ripped off. And it happens all the time, sadly. Okay, so if you haven't met me yet, my name is Kath Luty and my company is called Web Design That Sells. And it's called Web Design That Sells because we actually create websites that get results, and I'm extremely passionate about growing businesses online. And if you've been to one of my previous webinars, I do talk a lot about the internet and what a huge opportunity it is for businesses, especially local businesses, and I also find especially in Australia today. And my message is that really, when you're a business owner and you're not getting a lot out of your website yet, rejoice, because if you're not getting a lot out of your website yet, it means that you have a lot of opportunity to change that. And the internet is simply the place to grow a business in a sustainable way, relatively fast, and for relatively little financial investment. Okay, so I always like everyone to know why you're talking or why you're listening to me. We really do deliver real results to real people here at Web Design That Sells. So one of my clients has written me this lovely testimonial, and she had 1,000% return on her Google ad campaign. And she's recently landed 2 kids parties and 1 Christmas party for a very, very large corporate organization in one day. And of course she was thrilled. And another one of my clients, the website's only been up for about 4 weeks, and she had 5 inquiries in 2 days, and you can see that on my Facebook page. So what we do does work. But let's get into SEO and let's talk a little bit about what we're going to be talking about today. So today we'll be covering what is search engine optimization. So we will be talking a little bit about why we're doing this, who we're doing this for. So the 3 biggest search engines, and they are currently Bing, Yahoo, and Google. Obviously not in this order, but I like to put them in this order because they make a nice acronym. Because when I talk about search engine optimization, I sometimes talk about thinking big, and that's big with a Y, and that's because when we talk about search engines, we talk about Google, Yahoo, and Bing. So obviously Google is the largest search engine of them all. But as you can see, Yahoo isn't, everybody's always just talking about Google, but Yahoo isn't so small either. And this is a screenshot of a website called Alexa.com, and I'm sure many of you have heard about it and used it in the past. And Alexa.com is a really cool website where you can find information about the top websites on the web and how everything's ranking. And you can see this is a screenshot from today. And of course, Google is the world's top visited website, followed by Facebook and YouTube, and then also followed very shortly by Yahoo. And Bing today is on the 15th spot. So these 3 are the largest search engines that are currently used in the English-speaking language. Okay, now I find that to understand search engines, it's really vital to understand what the purpose of a search engine is, or specifically what the purpose of Google actually is. And Google has in their mission statement that their mission is, and this is a quote actually, Google's mission is to organize the world's information and make it universally accessible and useful. And a lot of the things that work well for search engines really only make sense if you understand this sentence really well. So Google's job is to organize and to spot information in a way that makes it really easy for us, the user, to find the information that we're after. And Google actually rewards us as website owners in all sorts of ways, even financially, if we do this well. That's not just through ranking on top of the search engines, but even in their AdWords program, they actually reward us if we have a relevant website and if we have relevant advertisements to this website. They actually reduce our fees. So it is, when we play with the search engines, they actually want to help us rank well. So our job is then to make it easy for the search engines to find us, to find what information we are relevant for, and this is basically where all the 10 things that I want to talk to you about today, the 10 things that help us rank well on the search engines, this is where it all originates. And you will see that in the course of the webinar very clearly, I think. So let's talk a little bit about what search engines like. So when we talk about ranking on the search engines, then we're probably all aware that there's a very complicated algorithm that many people in the web space are constantly trying to find out more about. And it's this algorithm that Google uses to help organize this information on websites in a way that makes it easy for us to find the information. Now, what do search engines like? So how is this algorithm actually sort of built? So how does this algorithm work? What's important for Google in terms of our website? And this is kind of my take on what Google actually wants from a great website. And the first thing on search engines, the thing that is king on all search engines is traffic. So the more traffic you can generate to your website, the higher your website will rank. So it is our job to create as much traffic to a website as we possibly can. So that's the main thing. That's one of the most important things on the search engine, is to create the traffic. Secondly, the relevance. So the relevance of your website is incredibly important for the search engines. And relevance is where the backlinks come in. And I'm sure that everyone on the call has heard about backlinks and has an idea what they are. And a backlink is simply a link on another website that links back to our website. So say, for example, you have a friend and they recommend, or a business connection, and they recommend your services on their website, and they put in the link to your website, then that's called a backlink. Now, Google measures the relevance of backlinks, the relevance of your website, by the backlinks that you get. And the reason why is that Google figures, well, if many people or important websites link back to your website, well, hey, then you must be relevant, right? So that's why backlinks are so incredibly important on the search engines, because it's one way for the search engines to determine your relevance. Thirdly, what's important for search engine is the actual size of your website, which is one of the reasons why blogs are becoming so increasingly important. Blogs or articles that you put on your website, because Google actually looks at how many pages that you have on your website, and the size determines how good the search engines you think you are. So the size has something to do with the relevance as well. And fourthly, the other important thing that search engines look for is the age of a website. So it takes a little bit of time for a website to be indexed and to settle in, sort of thing, so to speak, on the search engines. And then the longer you have this website, the more the search engines actually respect you. It's a little bit like that. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the Google algorithm. And I'm sure that most of you have heard this term before. And it's kind of, it sounds incredibly complicated, and a lot of people sort of shy away when we talk about algorithm. But really what I try always to point out to people is that the search engines are actually our friend, and they are there to keep the web space democratic in a way. They make sure that everything works properly. They make sure that everybody can find what they're looking for quickly and easily. And so this is all the algorithm is about. And we don't really need to understand a lot about the algorithm, but it's important to know that it's there, and that there's a few factors that are incredibly important. And that's when we come back to our backlinks and our relevance. So other than the backlinks, there's over 200 other indicators which are kept largely secret that make up Google's algorithm. The reason why Google keeps this secret, of course, is A, to help prevent spam, and B, obviously also so that they can be secretive and keep their top spot as a search engine. Okay, the other thing that we need to understand when we talk about search engines is what keywords and keyword phrases are and how they fit into this whole system. Now, obviously, a search engine reads almost the same that we would. So a search engine is really good at reading characters. And it's not so very good at reading images at all. So the words that we use are incredibly important on the search engines. Now, a keyword is simply what somebody would punch into a search engine to find a desired result. So say if you had a drainage problem in your house and you were living in Melbourne, then it's quite likely that you would be looking for a plumber, and your keyword would be plumber. And if you would use more than the word plumber, which more and more people actually do, for most businesses, people actually look for a keyword and an associated location. And if you have more than one keyword, then that actually makes it a keyword phrase. And keyword phrases can be longer than 2 words. They can be 3, 4, 5, or up to 10 words, whatever, however many words you type in. And the longer keyword phrases we then call long tail keywords. So this is what you need to know for today about keywords. Now, this is where it gets interesting and exciting, and this is where maybe you want to take some notes, because the 10 things you really must know about search engine optimization, they are really, to me, the core of everything. And my credo is actually, and that goes for success in general, but it definitely goes for success for websites, and it goes for success on the search engines. And my credo actually is get the basics right. Yeah, get the basics right every time and you will succeed. A lot of people think that search engine optimization is some kind of voodoo. But it's actually quite simple these days. If you do these 10 things and you do them right, then you have a really good chance of ranking well, because not many people actually do them, believe me. I go through a lot of websites every single day, and it's really shocking how few people actually do these things, even successful people. So if you're a small business owner and you do these things right, or you get somebody to do them for you, you have a really, really good chance to rank well.